Hey, 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 what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Artist Loft. Hey, man, we are on right now. Listen, guys, I got a special guest I'm going to be talking to today. Man, let me tell you something. I have never in a very long time heard such a diverse mix of music on one album. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to love it, man. We are going to talk art today. And I have with me Mr. Chief Saqif. Hey, how's it going, brother?
Hi, James. Thank you so much for having me. It's great. Great to be here. I'm great. How are you, sir?
Man, I am absolutely wonderful. I appreciate you coming on, man. I listen. I checked out some of the music, right? Man, let
Sure.
me tell you, it was just such a mix. It's like I listened to one song and you were singing. I listened to another song and you was kind of hip hop a little bit. It was matter of fact, guys. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play my favorite. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna play my favorite one from this. Let me get it real quick. Hold on.
Thank you, James.
You can't hear?
No,
Can you hear that?
I can't hear it.
Oh man, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me let me do it. Let me do it this way, cause y'all got to hear this song, man. I'm sorry, y'all got to hear it. Hold on. But anyway, man, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from, and all that good stuff.
Well, I was born in Bangladesh and I grew up in Canada. Um, and when I was a kid, I used to watch like like I used to listen to English songs, Hindi songs, and Bengali songs, and that's why there's a diverse in the album that you're listening to. I grew up loving rock and heavy metal, or even metal music, and then a little bit of electronic music. Back in the '90s, it was Moby who was popular. He had an album. It was called Play, and I used to hear some of his songs in that album, and
Okay.
also yeah, and I was a huge fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Not anymore, but back in the late 90s. Well, like I'm sure James, you know that like when a band becomes big, well,
Right.
they at one point they're like just throwing stuff in the market, and they
Right.
already have an audience, right? So it doesn't really matter if they
Yeah.
if it
Yeah. Yeah.
um so like I was saying, uh and then I had a love for hip hop and electronic music, but when I was in Bangladesh, I used to listen to like rock and metal, and then in 2009 when I moved to Canada, I was a teenager back then. Then I started listening to electronic music even more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like VG was huge back in the late 2000, and then after 2011 till now I'm a huge fan of Alan Walker, and one thing I kind of copy some of my music from Alan Walker. Like also love the way he collaborates with people in every one of his songs, so that's what I'm trying to do in my
Okay.
music as well. Yeah. And also I, not only a musician, like I try to I'm like I try to figure out how I can use my creativity to help other people. So that's why I do vlogs. I'm a podcaster. I make solution based videos on climate change, and I'm also a writer. Like I write ebooks. So yeah, and yeah, that actually summarizes what I do. Like it's a very complicated journey that I'm going through, but I'll do whatever it takes to be a problem solver and a resource, a person who can be resourceful.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you a question, and this is the question I will be asking all the guests on the show.
Yeah.
And it is, what does the word art mean to you?
That's actually a really good question, James. And honestly, it can mean a lot of things to many people. For me, it's basically an expression. Um, it's basically you express your creativity in the form of visual forms that can be either music, literature, films, music, um, and I like to, like, whenever I try to create a music, I try to mix some stuff. That's why like in my album you will hear rock music, you'll hear hip hop, you'll hear electronic music. So it's
Mm-hmm.
all put together in one. And I honestly, I'm actually I try to make one. Right now, I'm trying to make one single every year, like just one, so that I can focus more on podcast and
Mm-hmm.
other artistic or other creative skills that I have. And so basically, art can be, like I said, it can be many things to many people. Um, what is art to you? I just want to hear your thoughts.
So for me, man, art is just like you said, this expression.
Right.
It has always been a way of communication. It's a way we communicate our feelings, our emotions, our experiences.
That's true.
So for me, with filmmaking and making videos and things of that nature, I always try to pull from what I know, right? So if I'm going to make a film or if I'm going to write a script, it's going to come from an experience or something that I've seen. And that's just what art is, man. It's always about communication, whatever form that is. Like you said, music, dance, whatever. It's just the way that we communicate things. And for me, it does me good, man, to be able to create. I think a lot of us, we multitask and we do different things. Like I guess you would say my main business is I own a janitorial company.
Oh wow.
And so to be able to get out of that realm though, and then go someplace and shoot a video. Or I also do fluid art painting, which is something that my girlfriend got me into. And it is probably the most relaxing thing I've ever done in my life. And but to be able to create something and put it out and just kind of express what you're feeling, I think is probably one of the best things that anybody should do. And I'm a firm believer that I think everybody can create art. Whether they know it or not, whether they do it or not, everybody can create art. Everybody can express themselves in some sort of way. And I think if we start to do that more, my personal belief is I think you'll have a lot less mental health issues going on. Because I think a lot of times people get crammed up with just everyday life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just everyday life.
Yeah.
And if there's a way for you to release some of that, whether it's on a canvas, whether it's on a keyboard making a beat or singing, whatever, I think it'll kind of I think we'll have a lot less mental issues going on. So let me pull this up real quick, and um, I've got your SoundCloud here,
Perfect.
uh, and I'm gonna play this song, and man, listen, guys, I want y'all to just listen to this for a minute, and I'm telling you, can you hear it now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yep.
just another night. Yeah, yeah. I can't sleep until the 5. Yeah, yeah. Demons seen them in the mind, and I see them like every night. Fucked up, so fuck it. Yeah, I'ma get a little hard. Yeah, I'm feeling the chorus tonight, and I can't focus when I see all of the other side. Yeah, I'm feeling the chorus tonight, and I can't focus when I see all of the other side. Get a little hard, I just got a little hard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another damage I survived. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's just another mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, that one.
Sure.
That is my favorite song that I heard on that thing, man. That one, that
Amazing.
one. Let me, okay, so with that particular song, where did that come from? How did you come up with that?
Well, actually, the hard most of the hard work was done by Josh. So it was he lives in uh, I believe it in British Columbia. So what I like I told you, I like to collaborate with people from different countries or all over the world. Um, so what happened is basically Josh wrote the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a producer. So I kind of did a little bit of it. Like I rapped in the end. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
with I actually made a little tweak in my voice. Um,
Okay.
yeah, like I made my voice like more like low pitched.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which you probably figured that out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say 70% of the song was done by Josh, and
Okay.
yeah, he kind of he shared it with me, and then what I did was I did a little bit of tweaking here and there, and then I added my rap to it, and then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we together we collaborate, and going forward, I tend to do something like that, like a little. I try to if there's a song, then I'll do a little bit of light work in it,
Right.
and because honestly, there are too many musicians right now, and a lot of them, I would say it's more like indie musicians right now,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and I feel like they need a boost. They kind of need a boost too because uh, they need to showcase their hidden talent, and I believe I can do that because I'm a content marketer, and
Okay.
and I love digital marketing, so that's why um, just for the sake of digital marketing, I kind of this song has to be like most of the contribution has to go like the shout out has to go to Josh who
Uh-huh.
yeah his full name is Josh Byrne. I can share you his YouTube channel. So he basically does songs like these, and then
Okay.
so I'm basically doing a little bit of work here, but the marketing side was done by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get into that a little bit. I have
Yeah.
here your ebook.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about that, man. Tell us what this is all about.
Well, we are hit by. First of all, before I answer this question, James, do you live in you live in Alabama, right? Is that correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So yeah, we are neighbors. So Alabama, Canada, we're kind of hit by inflation right now, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a chance of global recession.
Right.
That's what Central Bank of Canada is saying because they raised the interest rate in order to combat in order to combat the inflation, and so
Right.
this and so this is why I wrote this ebook. It's just like it's not easy to make passive income, but people have to people like passive income, and also they are looking for innovative ways to increase their income stream. So this is
Mm-hmm.
why I wrote in when I'm interviewing entrepreneurs in my podcast, which is called Talking BizTech. So what I do is I try to learn the mindset of successful entrepreneurs, and this is where I kind of took notes and then I accumulated in an ebook,
Mm-hmm.
basically the hardship of making a passive income in real estate and equipment finance. So equipment finance is basically when an entrepreneur buys equipment and he pays a debt. So that is called a good debt. So because if you're able to hire a good employees to work with you and and operate this machine and generate revenue, then that would be a good debt. So this is
Right.
where I try to explain in my ebook. And also I'm not only this and I'm not only selling this ebook, but then there's another ebook in this package. It's called this learning where people can learn about the mindset of successful tech entrepreneurs. And also if you can, I'm also offering there's a bonus in this package. It's called podcast appearance. So anybody, if people want to promote their business in my podcast, they can just shoot me an email and then we can discuss further, and then I can actually get them on my show. So this is what. So I'm basically selling a package on Gumroad, and if people are interested, they can definitely reach out to me. Or if and sorry, and there's one more thing, and there's
Mm-hmm.
also affiliated marketing, where if James, if you're able to sell my digital product
Mm-hmm.
to the people you know, then you will get a 10% commission from this ebook package.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we definitely got to put that out there. So
perfect.
how how do you use how do you combine your art with your with the BizTech podcast? Like how do you take the two of them and kind of mesh them together? Because I know some people that do that. Now for me, I think my mind would explode trying to, you know, trying to mesh the two together. But are you able to do that successfully?
Well, like I am crazy. I consider myself as a crazy person, so I am going crazy for with this. So, I share your pain. I mean, I can be crazy at times. I do stutter. There's a lot of things wrong with me, but honestly, um, I try my best to figure out how I can use my creativity to help other people, because there are so many problems around the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's inflation, right? There's global warming, or climate change. There's this environmental disaster where the heat waves can be in many countries, and it can affect. So yeah, like there's problems, and I'm trying to solve these problems with my podcast, or maybe a solution based video. And also I try to focus on my arts less, and focus more on the podcast, and making the solution based video,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and also my vlogs too, like because I believe that I'm well, first of all, music is very hard for me. Like it's not an easy thing. Like I'll tell you a little story. Like in 2002, I used to learn guitar, and then
Mm-hmm.
2006, I had this car accident where I suffered a head injury.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, and then and I have a right hand coordination problem, so that's why I had to quit playing guitar.
Guitar. Yeah.
Yeah. And then So that's why in 2009, when I came to Canada, I was trying to figure out of what other instruments I can try, and then I tried keyboard, I tried drums, I tried bass, but none of them. I wasn't successful with none of them.
Right.
So the best thing I found, and I fell in love with the software. It's called Mixcraft, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where I started fooling around with music, and that and and ev- and I started my career as a comedian rapper, kind of like Andy
Okay.
Samberg, um, because my friend from university, my university friend who's a rapper right now in Toronto. His name is Toby. He wrote this lyrics for me. Like he basically the lyrics is just to make fun of me, and that's
Okay.
and I recorded in his place. I kind of learned a little bit of producing stuff from him, and
Uh
then
huh.
yeah, and then after I made few comedy raps, and
Uh
then
huh.
I started to go into serious stuff, and then eventually I tried to form a band, but that that didn't work either. So hopefully, I think all these changed. Like I started my YouTube channel in 2011 just for fun. But then in 2020, when the COVID hit, that's where I started to realize, okay, maybe I should start taking stuff seriously. So that's where
Mm-hmm.
I had like 10, 11 songs already. So that's why I thought maybe I accumulate all of them and then start a huge SoundCloud channel, and
Right.
then eventually, when I'm doing serious, when I'm in my serious mode, then that's where my podcast. That's where I'm focusing more on the podcast. So that's where,
Okay.
yeah, like honestly, like you mentioned, James, like your mind will blow if you
Yes.
if you kind of link your arts with your business and technology podcast.
Absolutely.
So I guess in that case, I'm a little crazy, but then again, if you have to choose which one you want to work on, and then and how serious you want to put your time in it. So that's what I'm doing right now, going forward.
Okay. Okay. So, what are some of the? I know you talked about some of the social issues that are going on in the world right now.
Yes.
So, on your podcast, what are some of the things that you try to adjust? You do it show by show, or is there a main theme that you kind of focus on, or how does that work?
So in my podcast, it all depends on the entrepreneur, and
Okay.
if they want to if an entrepreneur wants to promote their business,
Mm-hmm.
that's where the theme starts, and then I write topic, and then I eventually I write a content detail and share it with my entrepreneurs. So
Okay.
it all depends on the entrepreneur, and so if for example, James, what is your business about?
It's a
Uh,
janitorial company. I do
Janitorial.
commercial cleaning. Yes, sir.
Commercial cleaning. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. So if I were to promote your business on my podcast, what I would do is I would find out how the janitorial business or commercial cleaning can help the economy, and then I would write a content detail about it. So
Okay.
that then I would create some sort of theme, and then when you will be a guest on my show, then we would be discussing about it, and then at first it will be like a general question, and then we'll get into your business. So that's what I do with every one of my guests, or if you want to call them either entrepreneurs, or they're also freelance workers and intrapreneurs. Intrapreneurs are the people who are working for an organization, but
Right.
they're like an entrepreneur in the organization.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So, for me, um, the whole the I came up kind of a nerd, right? So I was into tech stuff and the whole computer thing, and I am still. I mean, I'm a filmmaker, so I deal with cameras and all the technical stuff. But I got to tell you, I got burnt out fooling
Wow.
with that stuff. Like I got burnt out. 'Cause I got into the commercial cleaning business back when I was in college going to school for computer science.
Uh-huh.
And I got a part-time job with a guy, doing he was doing some floor work. And this was I was 17 years old and started working with him. Uh I had a brief music career. So I dropped out of school. So me and a few people, we was doing our music thing, and of course it didn't ever work. And
Yeah.
and
Too many
I
music
never
there.
right. I never went back to school and ended up moving to Alabama, and I've been here ever since. But I noticed that even in the early years, I always had a creative intuition, I guess. I always liked making things or being able to express what I felt in a in a dramatic way. People that know me would say that I'm kind of dramatic. I don't agree with them, but hey, that's what they say. So, and I always like being able to express like all types of music. I don't think there is one genre of music that I don't like. Like I literally like everything. I love people's expression, even if it's instrumentals like classical music, or you can still hear what that composer was feeling or thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And and even in that stuff, man, that's why when I listen to your SoundCloud and I'm hearing all these different musical styles and all these, I mean, it's electronic, it's some classical, it's some hip hop, it's some
Thank you.
artists, all this different stuff, and I'm like, wow, like you don't hear that nowadays. You know,
That's true.
you don't hear that nowadays, and for me, with you doing the business thing and helping entrepreneurs out, the music and listen, and I'm challenging people, look up the sound, look him up, go SoundCloud, listen to the music. I'm telling you, it goes along with what you're doing. Because one thing I found out as what most business owners sit in their office and while they're doing paperwork or whatever, they have music playing. They have some sort of music playing in the background, something that helps soothe them so they can do their work. That album will take you there because it'll start off soft and it'll be real relaxing. And then as your day goes, as you're listening to some of the songs,
Yeah,
it can get a little bit more rowdy.
that's true.
And then it can calm down again. See, it shows me that when it comes to art, especially music, it is, I think, the universal thing that connects everybody. Everybody likes music. I
That's
don't
true.
care. I don't care what political affiliation you are, what race you are. Everybody likes music. Everybody liked Michael Jackson. You are going to be hard pressed to find people who did not like Michael Jackson. They're out there. There are some people, but it's going to take you a minute to find it. And I don't care who they are. Music and art, period, man. I think even as a business owner, if we don't have that other outlet to be able to go do something other than, that's why I started doing the fluid art painting, because it was something other than not only my janitorial work but my filmmaking also. So it allowed me to stay creative but in a different aspect of creativity. So instead of making videos, I paint. And
Wow.
while I'm painting, I'm getting ideas for videos. So it keeps me creative without, and it's I got a video called How to Get Rid of Creator's Block. I figured it out. You do something else creative. It's simple and it's mind blowing. It allows me to still stay creative, just in a different aspect. And then I can focus on, if I'm going to go back to my commercial cleaning business, when I have to deal with that, I'm a little bit more focused, I'm relaxed, I'm calm, because I had that artistic and that creative uh 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 uh, uh I don't know, I don't even know what you want to call it, session or whatever. But it allowed me to release some things that I needed to release to get back doing what I do.
Wow.
So I think I think you tell your entrepreneurs that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you got to handle business. You got to make sure your business is taken care of. You got to advertise and everything else. But if that's all you do, man, listen. Because when I first started, man, I tell you, Saqif, when I first started,
Yeah.
that's all I did was work, 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 clean, clean, clean,
Yeah.
clean, clean. That's
Wow.
it. And man, miserable. Because you're gonna do the same thing every day. I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna get up in the morning, go do that, come home and go to sleep. It was so repetitious. With this video work, from assignment to project, I don't never know what's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm gonna run into. So things stay, always moving. But it allows me to be so creative because I have to figure out what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen. I've got to direct this music video or direct this film or whatever it is that I'm doing. And then that just, it opens up your mind to be able to go. So now when I go back to the commercial cleaning, I'm a little bit more focused. And I think, man, to incorporate that into our business practices, to incorporate, and like I say, whatever it is, some people it's not as deep. Some people just, if you just grab a pad of paper and you just start drawing anything, you know what I'm saying? Anything. And then you look up and realize, first of all, you know how to draw. And then you've been able to relax your mind a little bit. And so that was one of the reasons I created uh uh this podcast, was to be able to give people a place to come and talk about their art, to talk about what makes them artistic, what makes them, because like I say, most people that I talk to do other things other than just their art.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They have other things they do, but their art is what makes them get up every day, other than just simply going to a job or going to a career or going to your business and simply making money. It's important. We need to make money. We need to do things like that. But for me, man, if I can't make films or I can't paint, I'm a grouchy dude. Like I'm grouchy. My girlfriend will tell you I'm grouchy, man. And I'll just have to, okay, all right, baby, I need to go paint something then. Let me go and paint. Let me calm down. I mean, that's just what it is. So I appreciate the business part of what you're doing, because we need that. We definitely need that. I think entrepreneurs definitely need to learn how to market and where to market at. That's one thing I had to learn when I first started. I wasn't doing any marketing when I first started. Like I had no idea what to do, or I didn't know. I started the business and just expected people to call me. You know what I'm saying? That was it. So, man, listen. I want you to tell everybody how they can get in contact with you, your YouTube, your Instagram, all that good stuff. Put it all out there.
So, so my email address is chiefsaqif@gmail.com. They can definitely reach out to me if they want to be in my podcast. And the best way to be in my podcast is that ebook, through the purchase of my ebook. So
Okay.
that'll be fair enough. And people can check me out on my YouTube channel. So it's called Chief Saqif, the YouTube channel. if they type
Okay.
it in, they'll get to see my contents. And yeah, basically most of my contents are podcasts or solution based videos. When it comes to making music, I tend to slow down.
Hmm.
um, and also, I'm another thing you should know about me, James. I'm also an actor.
Oh,
I, I've, I've I've been acting. Like, I started my acting career in 2013 in a web series, and then however, I'm not like a actor for lead role, but I do small acting here and there. So if
okay.
James, if you ever have a project for your films, and if you need an actor, let me know. Hook me up. I would love to do either a cameo or a small role. I
Man,
you're
that would be awesome. I hadn't been to, I'm originally from Michigan.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so growing up, we used to go to Ontario quite a bit. I haven't been, man, in years. I need to go back up there. I need to go up. I need to get back in some snow, man. It don't snow that much in Alabama.
Oh,
I, I
uh,
need I need to get in some snow during the
you,
winter time.
you can also come to Canada. You can come to Waterloo, Ontario. It is pretty cold here
Yeah.
during the winter. So
Hmm.
the winter is from December to April. Um, and
How far is it from Toronto?
it's actually an hour and a half drive
Okay.
from Toronto, but it
Okay.
can be less depending on the rush hour. But the only problem is rush hour can get crazy because, as you know, number of immigrants are moving here in Canada.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what I mean, and a lot of people are moving to the south side of Canada, like the southern part, rather than the north.
Right. Right.
North is like very cold, right? So uh, yeah, people can definitely, if they have any question, they can reach out to me by this email, or you
Okay.
can, yeah. I'm pretty active on Facebook. My Facebook name is Saqif Chief Abdullah, and then I do have a Twitter and an Instagram, but I barely use that, and I'm
Okay.
also on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, I'll definitely connect with you. Uh, yeah,
Okay.
and yeah. I'll and I try my best to avoid TikTok. Are you on TikTok, James?
I am. I don't use it a whole lot for much besides laughing at people. So so but yeah, I am on there.
Yeah,
Um, I'm like you though. I don't use it a whole lot. So
yeah. Like I avoid TikTok at all because I know
okay.
there's something wrong with the website. I mean, they probably steal your data and then sell it to the advertiser. I don't know.
Right. Right.
There's a chance of you getting hacked. But then again, what I do is if I want to promote myself on TikTok, I just tell it to a freelancer and then they do it for me.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, guys, this is the ebook, man. You guys make sure you go check him out on Facebook. Go to YouTube, check out the channel, and make sure you guys are supporting. So, man, listen, I appreciate you being on. This has been fun. Yeah, love the album, love what you're doing. I'm gonna be talking to you. I can get on your podcast and talk about some things. We can talk about some
Oh
marketing
yeah,
things and
yeah.
some business things, and we can chop it up, man.
Oh, James, I'm super excited for that. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. And I would love to collaborate with you down the road. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to the art law. Is that
Yes, the artist love. Yes,
artist
sir.
law? Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Thank you again. And yeah, have a wonderful day, James.
Yes, sir. You too.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Make sure you go check Saqif out, man. I want y'all to go to his YouTube. His email is scrolling down there. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Listen, art is life, right? Art is what we do. Here's a gentleman who is an artist and a business guy. He's doing it all, man. This has been another episode of the Artist Loft, man. You guys be easy, stay creative, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.